devil.
Alright, so today I want to talk about the ubiquitous Seiko SKX, the SKX 007 and 009. There are probably millions of these watches out there. You know, I always tell people who aren't into watches or don't collect watches that if you're going to buy a first watch, don't go buy a fashion watch. And, you know, homage watches are, you know, can be a touchy subject, but I always tell people, for your first watch, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want to understand what automatic watches are about, that the SKX 007 or 009 is a really good way to get into automatic watches without breaking the bank, and you still get a really, really good durable timepiece. You know, the thing about the SKXs are you have to do the Seiko shuffle to get them going. They're not hackable, they're not hand windable. But the reality is it's a very good watch for the price point, you know, between what, $150 and a couple $100, maybe $250, depending on, you know, you can find them on Amazon at really good prices. And in any event, great watch. So I've got three that I'm going to review. I have four SKXs, two 007s, two 009s. My SKXs have all been modified. I put sapphire glass, and in all of them, I put updated bezels on three of them, and on three of them, I put aftermarket bracelets on from Strap Code. Strap Code makes excellent replacement bracelets, not only for the SKXs, but for some other watches too, like the Seiko SARB 033. And I'll do a review on that watch later. That's a great watch too. In any event, I just wanted to do my review of the Seiko SKXs and hear what you all think about Seiko in general. I'm a huge fan, and also in particular the SKXs. So I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so here are three of my Seiko SKXs. The one I wear most often is the one in the middle, which is an SKX 009. You'll know the difference between the 007 and the 009. Mainly, well, really the only difference is that the 007 comes with an all black bezel. It is this bezel. This is the factory bezel. And the SKX 009 then comes with the Pepsi red and blue bezel. You can see from the three of these, on the left here I've got an aftermarket bezel that is loomed. On the right, another aftermarket bezel that also is loomed. And on this one and this one, both of those have Strap Code aftermarket bracelets, and here on the right we have an original Seiko Jubilee bracelet. And the, you know, it's another about $100 to order the Strap Code bracelets, but it's well worth the price. I would say that the bracelet that comes on the SKX, if you order it on the bracelet, it's comfortable, but it's really, really flimsy. And if I can get it open here with the gloves on, it does have a stamped clasp that you can see there. And then I'll show you what the Strap Code bracelet looks like. It has a double deployment push button and a milled clasp. On the outside they look very similar, but the Strap Code is just a little bit better quality. In any event, on most of my no, I wouldn't say most, on many of the Seikos I have put aftermarket straps on them, just because they, you know, tend to be a little bit better quality than you get on the original. But when you're talking about a quality dive watch, and you know, a lot of people argue that these aren't quality watches, but they are. They run forever. They're water resistant to 200 meters, and you'll see the dials say divers 200 meters. That means it's certified. I don't know if it's, I'll have to do some research on it and you guys can tell me. I don't know if they're ISO certified or if they're certified by someone else, but clearly they're made to dive down to 200 meters. I'm going to focus really on the one here in the middle, the SKX 009 with the Pepsi bezel. The other way you can tell the SKX 007 from the SKX 009 is that there's a slightly different dial. The SKX 007, if you look, excuse me, if you look down at the bottom, it says divers 200 meters, and underneath it, it says 21 joules. On the 009s, it doesn't say 21 joules, even though they both have the same Seiko 7S26 movement. From the opening, you probably saw that this one wasn't wound, and the movement was not working. And when I showed the difference in the two straps, just that movement alone got it moving, and I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to show you that, you know, when you do have an SKX either 007, 009, or the smaller version, the 30, I think it's a 38 millimeter version, it's the same movement, but when you pick it up, if you don't have it on a winder, you do have to shake it to get it moving, but once you get it moving and you wear it, you're pretty good to go. But I just kind of wanted to show you the difference between these three here, and then I want to talk in a lot more detail about this 009. So let's move these two out, and let's just focus on the 009 here. And I've got fingerprints everywhere. This has been modified in two ways. It does have a single dome sapphire crystal installed, and it also has the strap code Super Oyster bracelet. That is the original bezel. It's a beautiful bezel. But anyway, so let's talk about the watch. First and foremost is, when you look at the SKXs, is the price. The price is just amazing. You can certainly get these under $300. You can find them around $200 and sometimes a bit under, if you find them at the right time. 41 millimeter case. In the case, it's nothing fancy, but it just works. It does have the kind of SKX signature, also the Seiko 5 signature. It does, on some, it does have the crown down at 4 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock, and I find that to be very comfortable to wear. It also has a day and date function, and yeah, it's really nice. The case has a really nice polish on the sides, brushed on the top. Just a all-around good. I hate to use the phrase beater watch. You know, I don't really beat any of my watches, but this is a watch that I'll wear a lot on the weekends. You know, day to day, if I'm going to be doing some activity, I wear this in the pool. If we go to down to the Caribbean, I'll wear this in the ocean, whether it's scuba diving or snorkeling or whatever it may be. And it's fantastic. It's a fantastic watch for everyday use. And I would say, if you're looking for your first watch, you're getting into mechanical watches, you could do way worse for your first watch than a Seiko SKX. Additionally, if you're looking for a nice watch, you can always, you know, you'll see the fashion watches, the Michael Kors watches, and that sort of thing, and you know, you overpay for those. You way overpay for them. Most of those have cheap Chinese or Japanese quartz movements that are, you know, just a ton of plastic in there. And the Seiko S726 has been a workhorse mechanical movement for a long time. It's got a good history. I've never had any problems with any of the 7X26s I've had. So let's talk about the case back here real quick, and I'll pop this open here, the strap code. The case back is nice. It's a nice screw down case back with the Seiko wave there, and of course it will have your serial number, and it says it's a scuba diver's 200 meter watch, and those sorts of things. And normally I wouldn't want you to see my serial numbers on YouTube, but for a Seiko SKX I don't care, because there's no reason to fake one, because you get the authentic quality piece at such a good price. It's a little thick, but I find that you know, really, as long as I'm not wearing a suit, it's fine. You know, I don't bang it around, I don't knock it around. Just a really quality, good watch. The luminescence on these are amazing. And what I'll do is let's stop the video for a second, and I'll give you a really good lume shot. Okay, so I hit these with just a regular Maglite flashlight for about 10 seconds each, and you can see that the lume is just amazing. Now, keep in mind that here in the middle, with the standard bezel that comes on it, you get a lume pip at 12 o'clock. The other two are aftermarket bezels, and they are themselves lumed, which is nice, but you know, the lume on these is amazing. It's extremely bright, it lasts all night, and it stays bright for a pretty long time, but I just wanted to give you you know, just kind of a good idea of what the lume looks like. Okay, so here we are, back with all the lights on, and just to kind of go through a couple things. I said 41 earlier. The case is 42 millimeters, and I think the case thickness is just over 12. It looks thicker than that to me, but I think that's just because of the two rows here on the bezel. It makes it look a little bit thicker. It's actually a little bit thinner than, you know, some other dive watches, but you know, nice heft on the wrist, and yeah, I mean, all around a good watch. This is just going to be a real short review. I mean, there are probably hundreds and hundreds of reviews on the SKX, and I just thought I would put my 2 cents in on it. I'm going to throw it on the wrist here and show you what it looks like, and finish up the review. Okay, so here it is on the wrist. You know, really good size. For my wrist, it's you know, it's a really nice size for me. I really do enjoy wearing this watch. The bezel action is pretty good. This one's a little snug, but the action is good. It certainly isn't going to move without you wanting it to. It's got a nice action, a nice click there, good tactile feedback, and yeah. So I say again, if you're in the market for your first mechanical watch, and you don't want to break the bank, the Seiko SKX is one of the best ways you can go. I'll wrap it up there, guys, and just let me know your thoughts on the SKX, and if you've owned one or two or more, tell me your thoughts. I do appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you in the next video.